Yeah. So we're going to have a look at a couple of things got to do with area and volume. So we're going to begin with circles. So we're going to start off with doing two different things with these circles. So for this circle here, we're going to find out the area. So that's all the space on the inside. And then for this one here, we're going to find out the circumference. And the circumference is basically the perimeter. So if we were to pick a point like there and walk around, that would be the circumference of the circle. So these formulas are given to you during your exam, and the formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared, with r being your radius, and the formula for the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r, and r again being your radius. So let's start off with getting the area of this circle here. First thing we need to do is figure out the radius. So remember, the radius is from the center to the edge. So it's half the diameter. That there is the diameter. So the radius is from the center to the edge. So if that's 8, then the radius of that is 4 centimeters. And again, we just sum it into our formula. So I'm going to do, to find the area, I'm going to do pi multiplied by 4 squared. 4 squared is the same as 4 by 4. You put that into your calculator and you're going to get 16 pi. Right? So when you get 16 pi in your calculator, that's the right answer. Right? But it's just in terms of pi. So what you do is you press the change your SD button. Now, I only have a small calculator here, but the SD button is in the very far corner, right, near the brackets, and middle bottom corner there, and you press that and it changes it to a decimal. And the decimal you have there is going to be 50.2, and we're going to put centimeters squared. And the reason we put centimeters squared is that we are dealing with area. So area always has centimeters squared. You lose a few marks if you don't put that in. Circumference. So circumference is a length, and it's a length all the way around here. So again, the most important thing we have to do is figure out what the radius is. So this is quite easy. The radius for this is 9.5. It's given. It's from the center to the edge. So for my circumference, I'm going to do 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by 9.5. Again, you put that into your calculator, and it's probably going to give you 19 pi. Right. And if it gives you 19 pi, you're going to have to, again, press the SD button on your calculator, and that changes it to a decimal. Now, 19 pi is not a wrong answer, but it's just in the wrong terms. So we get 59.7 centimeters. It's not an area, so it's not centimeters squared. And that's how you work out the area and the circumference of a circle. And remember, you're given these formulas during an exam. Let's move on to something that's actually a little bit easier now. So probably the easiest of all the area and volume ones is when we look at a cuboid. And a cuboid is a rectangular solid, so a 3D kind of rectangular shape, like a shoebox. We have one of these, and we're asked to find the volume. Looks tricky, but it's actually very, very easy. Because the volume of a cuboid is the length times by the width times by the height. And it actually doesn't matter which one here is the length, the width, or the height, because you could keep rotating it and changing that. So all we do is we take the 3 numbers, we look for a volume of this, we take our 3 numbers and we times them together. We do 10 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 2. Put that into calculator. 10 by 4 gives you 40, 40 by 2 gives you 80. And the answer is going to be centimeters to the power of 3 cubed. Okay? So volume is always to the power of 3. You're multiplying centimeters by centimeters by centimeters. So there's 3 centimeters there, so it's centimeters cubed. Very, very easy, but if you know what you're doing, but can be tricky in the way it's worded. So hopefully that one's not too bad. The next one though is probably the trickiest of them all. Okay? And if you look and think about a house, okay, the volume is all the space inside your house, but the area or surface area is all the walls that can be painted. So if I have a shape like this and I want to find a surface area, it's all the outside that could be painted there. Now we have to remember a couple of things. The top and the bottom are the same. Right? The front and the back are the same. And the two sides are the same. So even though we've got a six-sided shape, we've got 3 pairs of 2 sides. So that cuts down on our calculations. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to pick one. So we're going to pick one of the sides to work out the area of. We're going to pick the top. If you look there, the top in blue. So it's 8 there, it's 5 there. So to work out the area of the top, I do 8 by 5. Make sense? So top's the area in blue, 8 there, 5 there. So I do 8 by 5, which is 40 centimeters squared. Now I'm going to do this side here. So it's 7 high. Remember, this is 5 here, so this is going to be 5 here. That's the tricky bit. So it's 5 centimeters there. So I do 7 by 5, gives me 35 centimeters squared. So I've done the top, I've done the side. So now I'm going to do the front here. So this green bit here, I need to work out the lengths of 2 of the sides. Well, that's 8 centimeters because that's 8 centimeters. Right? And I know that these two are going to be the same height as this, so that's 7 centimeters. So I do 8 by 7. If you look over here, it gives me 56. So I've worked out the top, the side, the front. And it's giving me my 3 figures there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add them together. I'm going to do 40 plus 35 plus 56. 40 and 35 is 75. You use your calculator for this. Plus 56, well, plus 50 is 125. That can be 131. Now what you have to remember is we've only worked out 3 sides. This side, this side, this side. There's still the bottom, the back, and over here. But they're all the same. So all I have to do is times it by 2. Every time you times it by 2, and I get 262 centimeters squared because it's an area. So each side individually and then times your answer by 2. Hopefully that's okay.